Welcome everybody, this is Legion Incorporated. We are going to be doing the part 2 on the tutorial for Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. Again, I have Zeus Prodigy with me today, and let's get over to the game. So this is where we left off. We had just defeated a couple of small parties of bandits, and now our next mission, you can find them down here in your quest tab, also found in the J key. We're supposed to find the hideout of Radagos's gang and defeat them.
Well, attempt to defeat them, that's the key, right?
Yes, attempt to defeat them, yes.
Because last time, as you watched, he took a massive L as he fell off his horse.
Alright, so on this one, I'm going to order the troops to follow me. So if we press the 3 key, it selects all of our troops. F1 brings up the position command. F2 makes them follow me after that command section is up. So we got all of our blocking ready, and we're going to be taking on some bandits.
Now, are you taking them out to dinner, or are you killing them?
We're killing them. Because this group of bandits, theoretically, either knows about or has something to do with the kidnapping of your 2 younger siblings.
Well, I mean, technically you can just find your parents. You can tell them you're an only child, your sister's dead, and well, that's more Christmas presents for you.
Unfortunately, the parents were killed.
They won't kill, they just ran away because they got sick of having kids.
Well, if you bothered to read the story earlier, you would see that it says that they were killed when the inn was attacked by raiders.
Well, I mean, this is pretending the fact that I know how to read, but I mean, let's be honest, you know, we just guess at work and play each other, right?
Okay, so we defeated all of the bandits in that particular area, and so now we get this scene come up. So, who's this that comes through my place of business killing my employees? We heard you took our little brother and sister. Where are they? Good heaven, I'll need a better description than that. My men have harvested dozens of little brats in this region. Quite good hunting grounds. Already sent most of them south to a slave market, I know, though. Since your hunt for your kin is fruitless, how about you clear off and save your own lives? Either that, or I force you to lick up all the blood you've spilled here with your own tongues. Or, you and I could settle this one-on-one. Let's see.
Well, I mean, he did give a good option, lick up all the blood. I mean, he did say what I had to do after I licked up all the blood.
On this one, since they're outnumbered and I don't have a shield yet, I am going to have it be an all-out fight between my men and this guy. Normally, I like to do the duels, but again, as I mentioned in the training, I'm just not quite as good with only the sword. So we won the battle.
Yay!
2.5 renown, 1.6 morale. He says, well, I recognize defeat when I see it. If I'm going to be your captive, let me introduce myself. I'm Radagos. You haven't cut my throat yet, which was a wise move. I'm sure I can find a way to be worth more to you alive than dead. You'd better help us get our brother and sister back, or you'll swing from a tree. Oh, you'll need my help, all right, if you want to get them back alive, that is. See, my boys have some pretty specific instructions about what to do if there's a rescue attempt. Shall we get on the road? Remember, if I drop dead of exhaustion or drown in some river, that's it for your little dears. I don't expect a cozy palanquin now, but you best not make it too hard a trip for me.
Make it extremely hard that she's bitching about being too hard.
Right? Grab another 5 prisoners, putting up to 13 out of 14. All of Radagos's raiders. And so it says you come across a chest with an old piece of bronze in it. It's so battered and corroded that it could have been anything from a cup to a crown. This must be the chest that Tyrossi mentioned to you that had something to do with Neretzi's folly. Your brother speaks now. He says, I was hoping to find more treasure here, but I think business wasn't going too well for Radagos and his gang. I found this strange-looking metal piece, though. It doesn't look too valuable, but it could be the artifact Tyrossi was talking about. Maybe we can sell it to one of the noble clans for a hefty price. All right.
Buy this piece of metal. We don't know what it is, but just buy it.
All right, then. Let's get on the road. I have a better idea, he says. We would have a better chance if we split up now. I'll take Radagos and go find the slaver market and look for a way to free the children. However, we must be careful not to endanger their lives, and it could be better to just buy them. We need to have our purses full for that, though. I need to take these men with us. Radagos is a slippery one. I don't want him getting away. So, you want me to raise the money to ransom the little ones? Indeed. You'll have to find a way to do that. Maybe this bronze thing can help. Tyrossi said it could be worth a fortune to the right person, if you manage not to get killed. If he's telling the truth, you must be careful. Never reveal that you have it, but try to understand its value and how it can be sold.
Do they think that piece of bronze is the one ring or some shit?
One more
Be
thing.
careful about this. Make sure you might try to find Gondor. Wait, whoops.
Wrong game. At least at this point. When you are talking to nobles and other people of importance, make sure you present yourself as somebody from a distant but distinguished family. You can use our family name if you like, or make up a new one. You'll have a better chance of obtaining an audience with nobles, and it'll be easier for me to find you by asking around. So now I get to choose my family name, and the name I tend to use is this one here. It's Tyrossi. So my character is now Tritus Tyrossi. And you go into the banner editor. You get to choose what your symbol and what you're known by. So, without letting too much spoiler come into it, I will say that there's a few important parts later on the road that sort of prevent me from wanting to use these symbols up here.
Like, coincidentally, as you say spoilers, and then show the ones that you don't want to use, you're spoiling it anyway.
If they will, or eventually realize what I'm talking about, yes. But I'm just looking for a good symbol. This will show up on the shields of your people. So I'm just trying to figure out a good symbol to represent what I'm looking for in the clan. I think this one here is probably a good size, a good choice. Now the only question is, do we want white, gold, or one of the other colors? But again, me personally, I think either the gold or the white is going to be the best choice. I prefer white personally, but the gold might work as well.
Well, I recommend platinum.
Well, okay, so that's this one then.
There you go. And then you do gold. I think you could do gold, black, and platinum. Be white.
Yeah, that's the closest you get to it at least. So I will go with the black and white with the... Yeah, I'm going to look through the symbols, see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. I don't see anything that's like, oh hey, this is way better.
I mean, if you do black and gold, it looks like a rising sun.
Well, they also have a couple different suns. Like they have that one.
You can go with the Japanese flag, which is just actually depending on the air.
Basically that.
Well, now we've gone reverse Japan, so I mean that could work as well.
I think I'll just.
Rising sun. Well, this is the rising moon.
Actually, that would be like the rising moon right there.
No, that's a half moon.
Actually, that doesn't look so bad, but
no.
This has always been my preference. I like having the cross show up.
Yes, you try and think of Templar.
Yeah, I mean that's the one problem is it's a known symbol throughout our history. You know, I think in the end, I actually will go with the cross after all. It's just the one that really sets it up best for me personally. So, here we go.
And remember, we are the good guys, even though we can slaughter everybody.
He says, get on the road now. Once I locate the little ones, I'll come find you. Tutorial is over. You are now free to explore Calradia. So before I do too much in the way of ending this video, I'm going to go and explore one of the towns real quick for you guys. I don't have a ton of money, so do apologize there. We're going to recruit some troops. Mind you, these guys are the low levels right now, but between me being Valadian, which gives that 20% battle increase, and the Raise the Meek, which is that medium experience increase every day, I think we can get these low level troops higher levels pretty quickly. And I'm going to go over to trade real quick. Best I can do, I can get a horse with a little bit less health, but it has better maneuvers, speed, charge damage, and it's a better tier. So I think I am going to pick up one of the horses. And it looks like his brother took literally everything. So I'm going to take the spear and that there. I'm going to pick up
if his brother took everything, it's time to kill his brother.
I'm going to pick up a sword instead on this one.
I think I found the perfect sword. Go with this simple bastard sword.
That's actually the one I got.
Oh. I mean, because you're going to kill your brother because he took all your lunch money.
And to start off, I'm going to get just a simple shield. Some of these are pretty expensive. Let's see. Looks like out of these choices, as far as affordability, this cavalry shield is probably going to be the best choice for me at the moment. So, picked up a cavalry shield. It has my symbol on it now. We're looking like we're going to be paying $369. I'm going to equip this horse. So now I have this desert horse selling the old horse, giving me a little bit of that money back. We need to pick up a tiny bit of food. So I'm going to get a little bit of a selection from across the board, including some... I can't get across the board. Let's see. I'm going to have to wait a bit just because...
But just put this out there. I mean, I'm not judging. If you don't have enough food, you do have prisoners. And I mean, who's really going to judge if one or two go missing in the middle of the night?
You make a very solid argument, admittedly.
I mean, it's kind of fucked up when you think about it, but I mean, who's really going to judge? They escaped. They definitely weren't in that soup you just ate.
Well, I'm actually going to keep the other horse after all. I might even pick up a mule. That increases your total capacity, which allows me to get just a tiny bit more of the food. So we're going to go 1 meat, 1 grape, 1 cheese, and then I'm going to cut it off there. So that gives me a total of 10, and my daily consumption is negative 0.2, which means that I have 50 days in game until my food runs out with my current size of my army.
Eat the prisoner!
Okay, so now we have 4 people, and we are going to go down over to this place, Cantarian. We're going to see if we can... There's a big army here. This army we need to talk to real quick. You see the blue exclamation point. This is the leader of one of the factions in the game. Now then, come no closer. Forgive me, but one cannot be too cautious. I would ask for your name. My name is Tritus, madam. May I ask your name? I am Regia, rightful empress of the Caladrians. I am lady of Lycaron and Onira. I shall remember your name. What is Neritzi's folly? Well, that is what some people call the Great Battle of Pendrake in the year 1077. Emperor Neretzes led an army accompanied by the Kujates and the Sarai to fight a coalition of Sturgians, Britannians, and Vlandians. It was a disaster for him. He died in it, but the victors didn't fare much better. I see. Is there anything else?
Ask for the hat. That way you can sell it for a lot of money.
That actually is a very valuable hat, but I do not think that's going to happen. Your other choices are you can deliver demands, you can discuss something, quick question. Demands are basically surrender or die, and I have 4 people to their 300. Not a choice I'm doing. And then you have something to discuss. Propose an alliance through marriage. I would like to enter your service. I have a proposal that may benefit us both. Do you have any general thoughts on politics? And so right now I just don't really have anything to talk to her about, so I must leave. A pleasure to have met you.
I mean, you did have the option to make a demand. Surrender or die, join me. If you give me your hat, you'll never hear from me again.
Not quite how it works, but I get your point. So right now...
Your brother just fucked you over, so...
Believe me, I get it. Right now, we have 3 enemies versus the 4 that I have. So I'm going to say surrender or die. He says you'll never take us alive, and I'm going to say
that's the plan.
Attack. So you see these 3 very strong, wonderful people here. Attack! I'm going to have them charge at the enemy, and we're going to lead this first battle.
No, they're not dead. They're just taking naps. Always remember that. They're just taking a nap.
So we won this very first battle with the company of the Tyrossi mercenaries at this point. And according to the stats, we killed 3 of them. Very clearly dead. And
they're not dead. They just had bottles of ketchup on them.
And we didn't wound anybody. We just murdered them all.
Gave them all massages.
And so now I have a headpiece, although obviously not very good yet. And I have some better armor that I succeeded in getting off of that. So...
It literally looks like you fell into a Salvation Army box and came out with whatever you could find.
And I'd say that's pretty accurate, but it's still better than what I had before, so I'll take it. So we picked up all the loot there. I have a feeling that there might have been more here, so I'm going to talk to her one more time, just real quick.
Time to get married.
Okay, so I just skipped through some of that. Basically, she was explaining her role in the story of how the Emperor, or her view of how the Emperor was attacked and that specific battle. You have in your journal the investigate Neretzi's folly. You have to talk to 10 separate nobles from around the lands, and after that you can sort of progress into different parts of the story. Me personally, I've done that quite a few times, so I apologize for skipping some of that stuff, but that way if you guys get this game, you have a little bit of a chance to read some of this lore and understand it yourself a little bit without me giving everything away. So we'll come down here to this town of Morenia. I'm going to pick up a couple more troops. I'm going to go to the buying of products. I do not necessarily need this weapon, but it has a better swing speed, better cut rate. It's not as good piercing, and it's a little bit shorter of a blade. So I think I'm just going to sell that, as well as the old tunic and the oil. Gives me a little bit more money to pay my people, which right now I pay them 5 gold a day. So, you know, I have quite a while before I run out of money at this point. Oh, and my party. There is 6 of us right now out of a total of 21 available at this stage. I have my 5 Imperial recruits, and this symbol here shows you that one of them can level up. Since I have no archers right now, I'm actually going to turn him into an archer. So now I have my Imperial archer, my Imperial recruit, and then myself.
He's going to magically turn someone into an archer. Explain how you do that.
Click the button.
You just huck a bow at him and hoping he does what he does?
Pretty much, and they either do good or they don't.
He just accidentally shoots you instead. Just whoops!
Alright, so we're attacking a group of 4 bandits. We have a party of 6 at the moment. We have our 4 fighters and our archer. I'm moving my fighters just a little bit off the side so that they can get a good shot at the enemy.
And missed! Come on, you get something better than that. I mean, if you kill a horse, that counts.
Die, you bastard!
Looks like my forces over there made short work of the infantry and everybody.
And are now watching you comically mishandled and attempt to kill a horse.
So managed to take out the highwaymen, and we've won the battle. We gained 1.5 renown and 1.1 morale on this battle. Wounded 2 and killed 2. Alright, so our prisoners right here. We have 1 hillman, 1 brigand, and it looks like nobody leveled up over here. So we can go to the next area. We have 1 axe. We have a spear, some grain, some baggy trousers, which do not look like they help me at all right now, and then an Imperial charger. Although this horse is too high of a level for me to use, personally, to ride. The Imperial chargers are my favorite ones to collect. They actually increase your inventory capacity for every horse that you have. So I will bring that horse over to my side, and How does that compare? The cut is not a ton higher. I'm debating on going with axes possibly in this fight, but I think I'm going to just stick with the sword still. But again, all this stuff is useful to sell, so you do want to pick these up where and whenever you can. I'm going to... Looks like this group of 9 wants to attack me. And so I not wanted to, but it looks like we're going to do this after all. Let's see how it fares. We're a little bit outnumbered, so that makes me a bit nervous, but...
Infantry! Move!
Ooh, nice. My archer took that guy straight off his horse. Oh, but I lost an archer there.
I was wondering when you were going to notice that. Oh, the fact you have a giant javelin sticking out of your back.
So, we killed 7, wounded 2, but unfortunately in that battle they were able to kill 2 of my men.
Strongly encourage them to go elsewhere.
The benefit in that battle was that we did get 2 more levels up. So I'm going to level them both up into archers today. So unfortunately it leaves us with 1 fighter and 2 archers, but I am going to be continuing to do recruiting. We got another shield. We got a couple of spears, some grains, olives, some more gear. Nothing really standing out at this point. This one here, wrapped shoes are better than the ones I have right now, so I have upgraded shoes at least. And we'll loot the rest to go sell. So we managed to successfully beat that fight. And we will come back up here and see if we can pick up a few more fighters. There's 7 fighters that we can pick up here, so that'll increase our troops back up to a decent size. And I'm going
to get them all killed again.
Right, until I get them all killed again. That is a very, very good possibility. I'm picking up another mule as well, so my costs are pretty high right now. I'd be almost out of money, but I have a few things that I can sell that I just simply don't need. Those weapons and this extra armor, none of that is going to help me at this stage of the game. So even with the stuff I bought, I end up gaining 144 gold in that transaction. So I walk out of it a little bit ahead. And so now with my 11 men, there's a group of 8 up here. And we will come up here and attack them. One of the things we're doing right now, just so everybody knows, is we have to build some renown so people know about our mercenary company. The looter guy, he's sitting here saying, "Yeah, what do you want with us?" And I said, "Surrender or die, brigand. You'll never take us alive."
Usually that's the plan when they start screaming, "You'll never take us alive."
Yeah, I've always thought that's funny. You'll never take us live. I wasn't planning on it, but if you thought so, go ahead.
The main question is to ask him, so when did I say I was taking you alive? I'm planning on killing you. I mean, sending you all on a very nice vacation. Definitely not going to kill you.
So I'm preparing my men for the battle. You have the 2 archers right now. They're going to sort of rough up these guys a little bit. And now I send out my infantry once they get a little bit closer. Alright. We successfully got through that one. No deaths, I don't think. We killed 7 and have 1 wounded prisoner. 1.3 renown, 1.1 morale. We're going to take that looter. We're going to upgrade a couple more archers just because we want a pretty good mix. I'd say about a 6-to-4 ratio is pretty strong. And you'll want about, like if you're using that same 11 people, let's change that a little bit. I'd say with 14 people, you're going to want 3 of those to be cavalry, 4 of those to be archers, 6 of those to be infantry of some kind, and then yourself and your party, however you have them set up. Right now, I don't have cavalry, so that's the one thing that I would like to get at some point soon. So we're picking up another barrel of olives, gives us a little bit more time food-wise for the growing party. Finally have some hand wraps. The boots aren't better, but again, can be really it can be sold for a decent enough price. None of the gear is any good. If I wanted to, I could go with a different kind of damage. They have the wooden hammers. Personally, not what I'm going to go with, at least at this stage. I might change my mind later on. But just gathering those to go sell them somewhere else. There's actually a town here that would probably work pretty well. So we're going to recruit some troops. There's another 6 here. We'll pick them all up. It's now going to cost us 20 gold a day to take care of them. We're at 283 total. So we're going to start being careful at this stage. I'm going to sell the unnecessary stuff right here. It'll give us another 50 back. And so we have 17 people total. Here's actually another mercenary band called the Gorijos of the Hands Party. Again, something that's not really valuable right now. You can, if you want to, attack them at any point until you become a kingdom, and I think there's some restrictions there at that stage. But for the time being, I wouldn't recommend it. They're stronger and there's more groups of them at this stage. And so you're just asking for trouble and starting a war that it's really unnecessary at this stage. Had a day go by, so had a new amount of gold taken out. And I'm starting a battle, and it looks like the mountain bandits were close enough that they're going to be pulled into this fight. So it's going to be a total of 9 versus the 17 of my party. Again, you'll never take us alive, they say. And we're going to do an attack. So I'm going to bring my footmen a little bit closer and out of the range of the archers. And so my archers are going to start taking shots at these people soon. And I'm going to go try my hand at combating this this rider here. Alright, I took out the highwayman. Looks like my archers are already taking some people down, so I'm having my my army start fighting.
I would have to do drive-bys better.
Well, I did hit him and I did do damage. I just didn't do as much yet.
Yes, your first pass you just whipped him and gave him what? The grace of your horse back?
pretty much.
Here, sniff this.
1.9 renown and 1.3 morale. 4 more prisoners. We can take them into the party. We have another level up. I am going to turn that person into an archer. So let's see, 6 and 4. So I'm going to need about 12 infantry for 8 archers at this stage. So that's my first goal in that sense. I got another Imperial Charger and another handful of... and I've just found another gear that's a little bit better. So I'm equipping that. Hand parts and shoes, none of those are any better. But all of that stuff, like I said before, is good for looting, for sale. We're going to come back up here to the main town in this little province here. We have enough prisoners, which prisoners slow down your speed. So the more prisoners you have, the slower you're going. So I'm going to come up here to the city.
That's why I recommend eating them.
And I'm going to go to the tavern district where you can ransom your prisoners. So I get 107 gold for the prisoners that I just dropped off. And I'm going to go back to the town, see if there's another 12 I can recruit. I don't have enough space for that, so I'm just going to recruit what I can. It's going to be 120 gold out of the 150. I'm going to go down to trade. I'm going to get rid of the excess gear, giving myself another 220. And so we're at a whopping 556 gold at this point. And I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to close down, save up the game, and we'll continue on at another point, everybody. Thank you for coming in and watching this Mount and Blade episode of Legion Incorporated's channel. If you like the video, please hit like and subscribe.
And once again, say Tortilla.